Hi, this is Suzanne. I have something I'd like to share with you today. I have been making some journal tags with matching pockets, and these are large. They're for a larger journal, but I'd like to show them to you. And so that it's more clear, I'm going to move this out of the way. This is the journal tag itself. Now, the image I used on all four of these are the images of my little quilt puffies. These are fabric. I just did a YouTube video about these. You can look up those. But they're a textile mixed media, I guess you might call them. But these images of all my puffies are on my Etsy site, and I downloaded as digital images, I should say. And the puffies are on there also for sale as individuals. But I used my image and printed out the size I wanted and made these tags. And then I just had to try making matching pockets. One of the features of these tags and pockets are my hand-dyed lace and fibers. And I've talked about it before on another video. I did paper, lace, and fabric, all in polymer paint baths, 15 different colors, and I'll be offering those on my Etsy site and doing a YouTube video about it sometime this coming month, the month of June 2018. And I say the date because I don't know when you're seeing this video. But here's my tag. Of course, you can see that my base is a file folder. I was gifted probably a couple hundred file folders from my friend Shirley, who's a retired school teacher. So, boy, I've put those to good use. Here's my digital digital image, and it's got a lot of embellishment on it. So I had to do very little additional stuff on the outside to make it look loaded up. I realized these ended up to be kind of a shabby chic kind of look. Most of my stuff is very colorful and very whimsical, and it's just what I end up with. I try to do grungy. I love it, but I just don't end up that way. Now, here's the little pocket I made, and it would fit in your journal like this. And it's matching fibers, matching papers. Let me see if I can get a good view of this paper. I've commented on it before, and in case you haven't seen any of my other videos, this paper is just stunning. It's a surprise to me. It's a polymer paint bath, and as it dries and touches the parchment, because I bake it in the oven, it just grains up and gives the most beautiful texture. See if I can get that to focus a little bit closer. Maybe not, because there's nothing. So there it goes. So, anyway, so here you have matching fibers and paper, all from the same polymer paint bath. I'm going to get you a little closer just in general so you can see this. And so as I made the pockets, of course it's on cardstock, I put folding tabs for underneath, and you would just fold these back, and I would use score tape or red line tape to glue the pocket on, and then this tag will fit inside it. And it gives a beautiful presentation. So let me show you a couple more. Here's the next one. It's a different type of pocket. So here's the tag. And again, my dyed fibers, and turn it over. And this one is plain on the back, but it does have the lines for writing. You can write right on the cards or the file folder. And here's the pocket for it. And it fits on your page like this. And there's an acetate window there, and the bird shows through. I positioned it just right so that the little bird shows through that window. And then you just pull it out like this. And on this front of this pocket, I'll point out these are my little rolled flowers and leaves that I make. And this little snippet here is just a print, a paper print of the corner of an old textile, a dresser scarf with some embroidery on it. But that was the snippet, of paper that I had in my stash. You know how we try to use everything we have. I don't know how anybody could ever use up their stash. I see these girls doing these de-stashing videos and I think, oh my gosh, I'd have to live to be 110 before I could actually use up everything I have, because the more things you make, the more leftovers you have. So there's the second one. Now here's the third. And here's the tag. And since this one's smaller, I'll get you a little closer. And again, it's just a print of my puffy. And then the fibers, in this case, it's dyed gauze. The fibers I put around it, and that's a commercial piece of lace, but I stained it with Distress ink. This particular print has a lot of this mahogany color in it, and so it works well if I use that mahogany, I think it's called aged mahogany, Distress ink. Okay, come on. There we go. And that's just a print. Look how clear. So if you want some of these prints, they're on my Etsy site, and then I'd be thrilled to see what you do with them. On the back, a simple piece of paper with lines on it for writing. But here's the star of the show, I think. Here's the corner tuck pocket that this fits in. I get down here and frame. So this is a curved corner tuck pocket for this tag with matching fabric, matching paper, and matching fibers. So this fiber matches the one in the photograph, and this is the same green gauze as this. And this dragonfly was a snippet of this line of fabric that I used. I talked about that in another video. So everything matches, and it gives such a beautiful, whimsical, shabby chic kind of look. All right, that's number 3. And then here's my last one. And this tag, I heavily distressed, or that's wrong. This piece of file folder was dipped in the bath. On the back, the little paper for journaling is a printout of a vintage handkerchief. Makes a beautiful little place to write. So on this side, my dyed fabrics, the pink and the green are the ones I dyed, and it's backed entirely by a vintage dresser scarf with some hand crochet along the edge. And the tab, of course, matches this fabric fiber over here. And here's the pocket that matches this one. So this is snippets of the leftover fabric I had from the bird prints. And again, this fiber matches this. And the edges, again, fold back to use score tape or red line tape, something really strong. And I did folding back hinges because this tag is a little bit thick, and you would want the extra space that it gives you away from the page for that tag to slip in. And if I were doing it, I would hold them together, fold the tabs back as I laid it down on the paper, on my journal page. That way I know for sure that I have enough give for this tag to fit in there. Okay, so that's my little invention of matching pockets for these tags. And these four tags and matching pockets will be up on my Etsy site pretty soon. I'll put a link for it below. And if you're interested, go there and just look around for ideas, or you can purchase anything that's on my Etsy site. For instance, these images of my puffies, they're on my Etsy site as a digital download. Okay, again, I thank you for watching and thank all you YouTubers for all your ideas that jump us off into creative directions that we would never have gone. I appreciate you watching. Thanks.